Hey everyone, welcome to our webinar. I'm Bam, Product Marketing Manager at social.plus, and today I'm joined by Rita, our Product Manager. Rita, good to be doing this with you today.
Yes, I'm really so excited for our today's webinar.
Same, and I feel like it's going to be such a fun conversation.
I feel it as well.
Yeah. So today we're talking about something that I think a lot of community and product team feels, but haven't had the full language for it yet, which is the gap between where your community's attention is and where revenue actually comes from. So here's what we've got in our agenda today. We'll start with hindsight moments, what they are, why they matter, how do you foster them. Then we'll look at how commerce plays out throughout different use cases like fitness, retail, and travel industry. Rita will take us through a live demo of social plus commerce, and we'll end with a hot takes segment where we give you some more of our views on where commerce is heading. So let's get into it. One thing about how we're running today is that I want to take today's conversation a little bit differently. There will be flashcards with certain keywords and phrases for me and Rita to take into conversation and tie it to commerce. So let's start with the first flashcard. Link in bio. Okay, so I feel like this brings in so memories for me, and I feel like it's such a default phrase, almost like a like and subscribe to my
Right.
channel, but for commerce, right? Like your bio is somewhere you used to put everything in, all your information, links to products. You put everything you want people to know. And if you actually break it down to think about it and what it actually means, it's the only place for making it easy for people to gather information. As brands or creators, you have to carefully create your profile so it fits your brand or your personal branding so that it's easy and concise to understand. And
Yeah.
also you have to think about how do you efficiently use the limited real estate as well. You kind of put in a link, you put a link in a link, and you only highlight a few items because it's always on as well. It became almost like a default behavior for every brand,
Yeah.
every creator, anyone trying to connect with their audience to a product.
Mm.
Okay, last point on the link in bio part for me is that you do not like use it because it worked well, but it was kind of like the only option you don't really have control of.
So like totally true, Bam. And I feel like now in this era is such an old way of doing things because when you
Mm.
place something in the bio, it just breaks the natural flow of the full conversation. Like people have to leave what they were currently engaging with, open the bio, and just interrupt the full real-time momentum that actually happening. But if you look at it in the other way, if I'm able, for example, to reference a product directly within the conversation, people can actually continue discussing things directly in the same flow and share feedback like naturally and just stay engaged within the same context without having to leave somewhere else so that you can open that bio. So you don't really lose the engagement when you're able to easily reference the product or the experience or whatever directly in the conversation.
Yeah, and I think you point out something really important here, which is the experience part. When we're thinking a lot about community building, it's all about maxing the user journey
Exactly.
and getting that frictionless experience.
Mm-hmm.
This is such a good starter flashcard. Let's see the second one here. Community, connection, and conversation. Okay, can we call this the three C's of community?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's something like so natural that comes with a community, right?
Mhm.
Community fosters more conversations. There's that human deep connection. And that's really, I feel like it's the strength and beauty of community.
Oh,
There's movement, there's constant engagement where people are having conversations. And those conversations could lead to moments that are really high intent.
mm,
So when you think of a flow, like when a friend tags you, someone in the group asks about where to find a certain hotel, these are high intent moments, and we need to recognize and give community the recognition it deserves. And high intent moments are highly trusted from the conversations and from the trust built from connections. And when you think about trust and commerce, it comes really hand in hand. It's
Exactly.
really important when people are making a purchase decision or transaction. So we need to give the community the recognition for high intent moments and think more about how we can create a community that amplifies those high intent moments.
No, I'm
Yeah.
totally aligned with this. And I feel like, as you mentioned, conversation actually build that trust. And trust is what amplifies this high intent moment. Because the more
Mm.
you trust thing, the more you're gonna take the step ahead and just take the decision. Because when people are about to make a decision, most of the time, whether like they want to buy a product, choose a service, or start a fitness journey, whatever, there are a lot of psychological barriers that's come in. They can say, "Is this the right choice for me? Is this gonna go badly?" So there's always like this fear of making the wrong choice, the fear
Mm.
about taking the risk, or just feeling uncertain because there are way too many information. So with that in place, having hub communities, it does really help reduce that psychological barrier because it creates that natural way for people to share real-time experiences and recommendations and advice. So me as a person, when I hear these people who have already gone through the same journey as me, I just feel
Mm.
reassured. And that really helps me to just take the action and transaction easier and not be blocked by any barrier.
I've actually never thought of psychological barrier behind making a transaction, really. And you're right. Community does half of the heavy lifting when it comes to commerce as well, and helping you get rid of those fears because in a community, you're already surrounded by people who you're connected to, and they're making the same kind of conversations that you
Yeah.
are highly interested in. So naturally, you would have a high trust on them.
Yeah.
So,
Because
wow, I think that's really interesting. Yeah.
like when you do this multiple times, like over time, that fear and that doubt, they just fade and the trust increases, and that automatically will mean an easy way for you to do a transaction.
I feel like we need to give community the recognition it deserves and how much it helps with commerce.
Yep.
Okay, and I guess we can take it to another flashcard. Retail, travel, and fitness. I feel like we can't avoid not talking about use cases, but also
Yeah.
we kind of mentioned this in our agenda as well that we will be touching upon this.
Yeah.
So, Rita, do you want to take a stab on these industries, starting with retail?
Yeah, I can. I think a lot of time when we think about retail, we think about monetization, which is definitely
Mm.
like a very important part of it. But what makes product tagging that we mentioned in the beginning really interesting in this case for these communities is that it goes beyond just selling products because it creates a much more natural way for people to share recommendations, experiences, and just discover things through other members they trust. So imagine one of your members want to share the latest skincare routine, their favorite gym outfit, or a home decor they bought. They can easily tag it in their community, in their post. And when you do this, it just opens the door for other members to ask questions, to also share their thoughts and their feedback and recommend alternative if needed. This way, it feels like less than a traditional commerce, but more
Mhm.
like a community driven experience. Yeah.
So I see what you're trying to say here is that, first of all, for retail, it's not so much about thinking of use cases because I feel like that's pretty clear for
Yeah.
retail, but it's more recognizing that loop that goes beyond transaction.
Mhm.
And it is about using those capabilities like tagging in posts or enable users to ask more questions and share their recommendations and have those authentic conversations about products they discovered to
Mhm.
amplify more discovery touch points for conversion to happen.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what about travel? Do you have any use case recommendations here or any take on just travel and lifestyle industry in general?
As a travel lover, I would definitely have some use
Mm.
cases that I think would use for product tagging. For example, one that comes to my mind is that member can tag the last hotel they stayed at, an Airbnb they booked, restaurant they loved, or just like even like these experiences that they would recommend to others. Because people today expect authentic recommendations, and real feedback rather than just reading a simple review on Google.
Mhm.
And I think it goes even beyond this because it can create a way of a connection within the community. For example, I'm someone who solo travels a lot. And a lot of
Mhm.
time, like I found a super nice Airbnb, but it's a super big one. I would be very like pleased if I'm able to tag that Airbnb and say, hey guys, I want to book this. I'm going to go there from this date. Who is in? And maybe I can share Airbnb with other people. And that would help actually to build new connections, meet new people, and just make my travel more enjoyable in that way.
I didn't know you'd solo travel a lot. That's so cool.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I love it because I feel like when you solo travel, it's really a way for you to discover things and meet new people. Because I feel like when you travel with friends, usually you always stay in your group. You don't really make time to make new connections, etc. While you
That's
solo
true.
travel, you are like, yeah, you are open, to meet new people. And these connections actually, in my experience, have been really incredible. I was able to maintain them. Now we meet each other in different countries. So I truly love it. And that's why I think having the possibility to just tag the other solo travelers who would be interested to go to the Airbnb, etc., and share it, I think that would be super fun.
And I keep hearing the flashcards we have earlier, which is conversation, connection,
Exactly.
community building. So I feel like it's really full circle here.
Yeah.
And if I were to add something more beyond the user end, we could also think about the creator as influencer
Mm.
because they could also utilize tagging to build that community driven experience to let their followers connect to them more. You can let people know more about you and connect with you as a creator or influencer through sharing your packing list on a trip you're about to go through. So it's not only about, making that connection or conversation with people in your community, but as a creator to connect with followers as well.
Yeah, and I think that's an amazing use case actually, because now with link in bio, we don't want that anymore.
I love all these flashcards connection. Very true. I agree. Okay, then what about we go with our last case or vertical, which is fitness and wellness? Do you have any ideas here?
I think for me, when I think about fitness, I think about accountability buddy.
Yeah, we all need that.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's so important to have someone who can motivate me, just push me over so that I make sure I make it to the gym. And even research show that when people simply commit to a goal, when they have around like 65 of chance of achieving it. But when they have an ongoing accountability buddy check-ins with someone else, the success rate actually can be until like 96%, which is
Oh,
huge.
that's a huge leap.
Exactly. And actually it makes sense because people are not only working for workout, they're looking like for consistency, motivation, something that could help them like stay committed to their journey, to the new journey of fitness. For example, I see it as a way that a member could share a post saying, hey guys, like I'm joining the HIIT class this Wednesday at 11 a.m. Who wants to join?
Mm.
And directly they can tag that class in the post. So other members can easily like comment and share if they want to join or not. And from there, actually, members can create a small accountability group. They can commit to attend classes together several times a week, support each other, and just maybe share progress along the way. So it really opens up, again, connections and building relationship through this tagging.
I love that concept so much, and I truly resonate. And I think we all need an accountability buddy or group or community
Yeah.
to help us be accountable. This is such a good use case. And from what I'm seeing here, is that this sounds like almost like an end goal or the experience that you would want to think of for your users as you create fitness or and wellness community. So I think the next time you're trying to think of use cases, we could anchor it around the end goal you want your users to have, then tie that to how you build your community infrastructure.
No, I totally agree with this because I think once you have the end goal very clear, you can easily go backward and build like endless use cases, really endless, just with product tagging and how it can help for engagement and just building even more high intent moments in the community.
I love that accountability concept as well. Do you
Mhm.
have any other concepts in mind that you could recommend other fitness and wellness folks?
I would say also about recovery because fitness goes hand in hand with recovery. It's really important. And one way I see it is that maybe a coach can create a recovery focused group in the community. And there he can share effectively and tag maybe product that supports recovery, like foam rollers, supplements, etc. They can also tag classes where they do like some stretching and just help with the full recovery thing. So that could also be one use case of how the fitness industry can be used in that way.
I love that. And even with just one end goal or experience like recovery, you could hear from what Rita said that you could tag it to supplement, which is a product. You can tag it to a workout class. A coach could have that connection and conversation with their mentees. And so possibilities are endless here.
Yeah, exactly.
We've been talking so much about commerce for the past uh 10 minutes or so. And I think it's time for us to really introduce our social plus commerce capability for everyone here who's keen and who wants to know more about commerce. We built commerce around a simple idea, which is we want to connect high intent moments to products and offerings, and we're enabling that through product catalog, product tagging in posts, and product tagging and pinning in Livestream. And with that, I would love for you, Rita, to take us through commerce overall and show everyone what this looks like in action.
Definitely. Let me share my screen.
All right.
So as I mentioned, we always wanted to make the community a strategic revenue channel, but until now, there was actually no native way to connect high intent moment to community conversation with actual products. In order for you to start using commerce, is to enable the settings of products directly from the console. Once you have enabled it, you'll be able to see the product catalog. So this is the full view when you can upload all your products, services. You can either import via a CSV file, or you can add a product manually if you want to. So you just have to put the ID, the name, the currency that you can select, and just drag and drop the photo of the and the image of the product. So in this product catalog, you'll be able to see all the main information about your products, which means their image, their name, their price, their status, when it was created, when it was last updated, and who added this exactly. And at this stage, you can still edit if you want to. So let's say you make some mistake and this product is actually now out of stock. So you just need to archive, and then that product will not appear anymore for users, so they will not be able to tag it. Or if you make any other mistake, you can still make changes directly from here, from the console. And let's say that product actually does not exist anymore. I just want to remove it. You can also delete directly from this view. You can delete product, delete, and that's it. Okay, so after you have uploaded the product catalog directly from the console, now your users can easily tag products from the app. So they can easily go, let's say I go to skincare experts and I want to create a post as a user. You just put here, for nights hydration review. So whenever they want to tag the product, what they can do, they can just put ads, and then they have two choices. Either to mention the user, which we already supported, but now we have is that they can tag a product. So they just need to select here the tag icon, and then with two characters, let's say I put LA, and then they will see all the products that align and have these two characters. So for my case, it's going to be Laneige, and I want to tag another product. I do the same thing exactly. Add, select, and then two characters, CosRX. And I can tag up to 20 products in each post. So I can post. So once post is how it looks like, I'm able to view the product tag in a cards here and click on it. I'm redirected actually to the link that you added in the product catalog in the console. So it just opens an impact app browser of the link you inputted in the console. So you can do this for normal posts, but you can also do it on a live stream. So for example, let's say I want to create a live stream here. Let me do it right now with like skincare tips. So for live stream, you can actually tag products before the live stream starts. So you can even you can already organize what product you want to talk about and which one you want to highlight, etc. So at this case, you will see the tag icon directly from the live stream, and it works exactly the same as the post. I will click on add product, and I just need to put the first two characters, and I'm able to see the full list. Let me do this, and then I'll do as well this one, and then another product. Let's say in this case, okay. So I'm able to tag product before the live stream starts, and I'm also able to pin product before the live stream starts. So let's say I pin this product, meaning that products will be highlighted once I start the live stream. So let me start the live stream so we can see how does that look like. I start the live stream. As you can see, the pin products will be directly highlighted here in the live stream itself. And from this view, you can unpin and you can still pin any new product that you want to. So the new product will appear here. You can still manage, for example, by deleting a product. You can add any other product that you want, even when the live stream is live. And your users will be easily access all the tag products directly from this tag icon on the live stream. So they can view what has been tagged. And once they click on it, let's say on this case, I click on this product as a user, it's going to work the same thing as in the post. It will open an in-app browser of the product link, and they will still be able to listen to the live stream on the background. And let's say I end the live stream. Let me go back. So even after the live stream ends, as a host, I'm still able actually to manage the product. So I can add new ones or remove. And let's say I want to view, then it redirects me to the product link added via console. So your users can view the product when the live stream is live and also when the live stream has ended. So your users has tagged products from the app. You as an admin, you are able to see all the tagged products directly from console. So under post and comment management, you will see all the product tagged directly from this view. Let's say in this case of the live stream, I see the one that has been tagged, the one that has been pinned, and you can actually view up to 20 products. Same, this is the one I created just now as a user in the app. So as an admin, you can either view them from here, but you can also actually create a post and tag products from the console as well. Let me do it. And it works exactly the same. You put ads and you can either, it will show mention user, which you already supported, but you can select tag product. Again, 2 characters. Let's say I put this one and then you create a post and you can easily review directly from the console. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rita, for such a comprehensive demo. Now on to the last part of our webinar, which is hot takes.
The most interesting.
And exactly, I think I'm most excited by this one.
Yes.
This is going to be where me and Rita will be going over some very interesting takes on commerce, and we're just going to talk about it simply as. So let's go with hot take number 1. Your community is your best storefront. Well, okay, I think I'm going to take this over because I don't think, to be honest, I really don't think this is a hot take at all. It's almost like a fact, like more of a given. And maybe that's a hot take in itself, but I really think your community is your best storefront. It's where conversations, discovery, and high intent moments occur. It amplifies and pushes conversion forward as the best storefront ever. People basically make conversations about their experiences on a product or services naturally in the community. They exchange ideas and recommendations, and through that, people have more eyeballs on the product. They discover more just like the best storefront ever. And even if people stumble upon a post or this particular type of storefront and just window shop, it is almost like the A tier of window shopping tool. It is like a meaningful touch point because, people know that they could come back to this because they trust what's being recommended or being displayed in the storefront. So yeah, I really think community is the best storefront.
Good.
Any take on this?
We are aligned on this. I have the same opinion. For me, like your community need to be your best storefronts because this is where people will naturally like share experiences, recommendation, feedback, and real opinion about your products. And this is actually what will make your community very powerful because it will give you direct access to what users actually think and feel. You learn what people love, what frustrates them, and how they talk about your products in their own words. And that kind of insight is incredible and very valuable because it helps you improve the products and how you position it in the market. And you can review the full of it based on the clients and the users' recommendations and sharings.
That's such like a full cycle because you get to display or add more discovery touch points to your products or services and also generate insights and analytics on it. So you could enhance your products even more and be the best storefront. So yeah, on point. I think we're very aligned on this. Not really a hot take. So I guess we can move on to the next hot take.
Yes.
If you're not on live shopping yet, you're not early anymore. You're late. Ooh, okay.
Okay.
This could be a hot take. Yeah.
Okay, so I will not say I 100% agree, but I would say the hot take is fair in a way
Oh,
that live shopping is not a niche experiment anymore, you know? It's been now an ongoing thing that people have been using. And I found like a recent research done by Adobe when they shared
mhm.
that almost 30% of users have purchased a product during or after live stream in live shopping experiences. And that number is only growing. So actually here, consumer behavior is clearly shifting for more an interactive shopping experience where people can be asking questions, get instant feedbacks, and that help in building trust. And this is what we talked about in the beginning, having like a real time trust building in the live shopping. So I do think we are getting close to the point where not doing live shopping becomes a disadvantage because if you are not showing up in these moments, there is a good chance that your competitors are already there. Yeah. And taking that part of the market.
So what you're saying here is that you're agreeing that it's not even about being early anymore. It's being there on time or not being late because
Yeah,
if you're not on it, people are capturing all the purchasing power of all your potential clients if you're not on live shopping.
exactly.
Then I'm kind of curious though, and I know it's been here for quite a while, but I couldn't help but think like, do you think this is like a shopping behavior only to newer generation or someone more digitally native? Because this is
Mm.
such a shift in behavior anyways. And maybe it could just be for the newer generation.
I mean, that's a really good point. I mean, again, looking back at the data, millennials and Gen Z are probably the leading in shopping live right now, but it's not only them. Other generations are also shopping this way too. So actually, this is becoming less about generation and more about behavior during the live stream itself. Because a big part of it is the social proof happening in real time. And I found this super interesting in same Adobe research where they mentioned that 68 of users that were surveyed said that actually they are more likely to buy during a live stream when they see other people in the chat buying or recommending the products. And that's powerful. Yeah. Because people are reacting to the validation happening live around them, not just the product itself. So it's really that change of behavior and what happens in the live stream that make that change and not really about the generation.
So it's more of that conversation, that community building, not so much of generation, but the shift in behavior and the need for that connection and trust building within a live shopping stream.
Exactly. It's really that high momentum and that real sharing that happen directly in the live stream that shifts the whole idea of me that will actually convince me from not wanting to do anything for me actually wanting to buy that specific product immediately because I've seen feedback and I'm like, oh, that worked for them. I think I need it as well.
That's super interesting and also very, very true. Wow, yeah. I never really thought about how like that small box of chat could deliver that much impact. But if you really break it down again, it's all about conversation, it's all about connection, trust building, and also, removing that psychological barrier when you're trying to make a transaction in real time.
Yeah, and I think just to end on this, I think now live shopping is really disrupting and making a
Mm.
bigger shift towards more social and interactive shopping experiences rather than the very like old way of doing shopping. Because people are discovering brands, asking questions, getting real-time feedback, and making decisions on the spot way faster than before. So we are seeing a huge shift here.
And I almost wanted to ask you if you have any advice for anyone just started on live shopping, but I think you've already covered that really well, which is giving the space for you as a brand or a creator to connect with your users and have that authentic conversation.
And I truly believe like if you have some well executed live events like that are planned in advance and you know you want to share with your users and with the community members, there is a big chance that actually this will be meaningful and drive from engagement to engagement and have impacts on the revenue.
For sure. Thank you so much for sharing all those really interesting stats. And I think that wraps up our conversation here today really well. Thank you so much, Rita, for joining me today. I think this was really fun and I
Thank you,
learned a lot,
Val. Thank you.
especially on the last stats. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so interesting, and even for me, like how this conversation was great. Thanks for the invite.